Today is August 15th, 2025. This is Read Through the Bible.
Hi, everyone.
And we're heading out today to Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yes, we are.
We're taking our son David to Jackson Hole Bible College for like a gap year Bible study year program. Hoping to stop and see Hannah and Derek in Ames, Iowa on the way, take them out to lunch or something like that. And we'll continue on to Ogallala for our overnight tonight.
Right, that's in Nebraska. And then finish off to Wyoming tomorrow.
Yep. But today we are talking about dividing the land.
Right. We conquered in 1 through 12.
Yep, and now we're...
And 13 through the 24 is dividing.
Yep. And we saw yesterday the territory of Judah divided, and now we see two more tribes, Ephraim and Manasseh. And I think you still need to remember this goes back to the Abrahamic covenant. Mm-hmm. God promised this land to the Jews, and he's finally fulfilling that promise. And it's interesting here, Caleb was given the choice of where he wanted to dwell, and then basically Judah was given a good chunk of land of where they're going to dwell, and then Ephraim and Manasseh, the others are going to be, their land is going to be chosen by Lot.
That'll be in chapter 18.
Yeah, and so you say, why these tribes, Judah, Ephraim, Manasseh? And like one of the reasons we go back to Jacob blessing the sons of Israel, and the biggest blessing he gave to Judah and to Joseph.
Right, so like if you look back in Genesis 48 and 49, where Jacob blesses all of his sons, it's Ephraim and Manasseh, because they are Joseph's sons. They get a big blessing, and then Judah gets a big blessing. Mm-hmm. They're kind of the top tier recipients of blessings. Yeah. And here they get the first pick of the land.
They're the blessed of the blessed people of Israel. Mm-hmm. Yep, so they're getting the first pick.
But it just all goes back to promises made, and now promises are being fulfilled.
Yep. Okay, so again, just keep the high picture in mind, but all scripture is inspired by God. Just the fact that these towns and villages are there, and they're discovered by archaeologists. These are real places. The Bible is a history book, which also gives insight in how to live as well. Okay, chapter 16, verse 1. The allotment of the people of Joseph went from the Jordan by the Jericho, east of the waters of Jericho, into the wilderness, going up from Jericho into the hill country to Bethel, then going out from Bethel to Luz. It passes to Ataroth, the territory of the Archites. Then it goes down westward to the territory of the Japhletites, as far as the territory of lower Beth Horon, then to Gezer, and its ends at the sea.
The people of Joseph, Manasseh and Ephraim, received their inheritance.
The territory of the people of Ephraim, again, so Joseph had two sons.
Right, born in Egypt,
Ephraim and Manasseh. And so because Joseph had two sons, then the tribe of Levi didn't need an inheritance because we have 12 tribes already.
Right.
The territory of the people of Ephraim by their clans was as follows. The boundary of their inheritance on the east was Ataroth-Adar as far as upper Beth Horon, and the boundary goes from there to the sea on the north of Mikmethathah, and then on the east the boundary turns around toward Taanath Shiloh and passes along beyond it to the east to Genoa. Then it goes down from Genoa to Ataroth and to Naarah and touches Jericho, ending at the Jordan. From Tappuah, the boundary goes westward to the brook Kana, to the ends of the sea. Such is the inheritance of the tribe of the people of Ephraim. And again, right, put a box around Ephraim, right at the top of the first mention of that, just so you know this was Ephraim, by their clans, together with the towns that were set apart for the people of Ephraim within the inheritance of the Manassites, all those towns, their villages. However, they did not drive out the Canaanites who lived in Gezer, so the Canaanites have lived in the midst of Ephraim to this day, but have been made to do forced labor.
Okay, so that's chapter 16, basically the territory for Ephraim. Mm-hmm. Okay, chapter 17. Then allotment was made to the people of Manasseh.
There you go. Highlight, star, box, something about Manasseh. That'd be good.
Okay, so now half of the tribe of Manasseh got land east of the Jordan, and so now this is the other half that's going to get land west of the Jordan.
Yeah, and of all the tribes, I think, as I look at the map, Manasseh, with East Manasseh and West Manasseh, is probably the biggest of all the tribes.
I think so. Judah's
pretty
close
big
to that too, but yeah. Okay, so then allotment was made to the people of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph. To Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, were allotted Gilead and Bashan because he was a man of war. And allotments were made to the rest of the people of Manasseh by their clans. Abiezer, Helek, Asriel, Shechem, Hefer, and Shemida. These were the male descendants of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their clans.
Okay, now we get this guy Zelophehad. If you remember Zelophehad, he had six daughters, didn't have any sons, and there was the difficulty, contemplation about what's going to happen. Numbers 27 talks about it, and then Numbers 36, it describes how the daughters are going to get the land. So don't take the land away from their inheritance.
But they have to marry within their tribe.
Yep. Now Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, but only daughters. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah, 5 daughters. They approached Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun and the leaders and said, "The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance along with our brothers." So according to the mouth of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brothers of their father. Thus there fell to Manasseh 10 portions, besides the land of Gilead and Bashan, which is on the other side of the Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh received an inheritance along with his sons. The land of Gilead was allotted to the rest of the people of Manasseh.
The territory of Manasseh reached from Asher to Mikmathath, which is east of Shechem. Then the boundary goes along southward to the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. The land of Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but the town of Tappuah on the boundary of Manasseh belonged to the people of Ephraim. Then the boundary went down to the brook Cana. These cities to the south of the brook among the cities of Manasseh belonged to Ephraim. Then the boundary of Manasseh goes on the north side of the brook and ends at the sea. And that would be the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, verse 10. The land to the south being Ephraim's, and that land to the north being Manasseh's, with the sea forming its boundary. On the north, Asher is reached, and on the east, Issachar. Those are other tribes. Verse 11. Also in Issachar and in Asher, Manasseh had Bethshean and its villages, and Ibleam and its villages, and the inhabitants of Dor and its villages, and the inhabitants of Endor and its villages, and the inhabitants of Tanakh and its villages, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and its villages. The third is Naphath. Yet the people of Manasseh could not take possession of those cities, but the Canaanites persisted in dwelling in that land. Now, when the people of Israel grew strong, they put the Canaanites to forced labor, but did not utterly drive them out.
Then the people of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, "Why have you given me but one lot and one portion as an inheritance, although I am a numerous people, since all along the Lord has blessed me?" And Joshua said to them, "If you are a numerous people, go up by yourselves to the forest, and there clear ground for yourselves in the land of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, since the hill country of Ephraim is too narrow for you." The people of Joseph said, "The hill country is not enough for us." I mean, just it kind of shows you the size of these tribes, why they got so much. And they felt they needed more. Yet all the Canaanites who dwell in the plain have chariots of iron, both those of Bethshean and its villages, and those in the valley of Jezreel. And then Joshua said to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and to Manasseh, "You are a numerous people and of great power. You shall not have one allotment only, but the hill country shall be yours, for though it is a forest, you shall clear it and possess it to its furthest borders. You shall drive out the Canaanites, though they have chariots of iron, and though they are strong." Just wondering here whether there's doubts here a little bit, or greed or something coming in here. It's just not all smooth.
Right.
What's going on here? So anyway, but the small questions like that, we're just kind of curious. But the big picture, chapter 16, the territory of Ephraim, chapter 17, the territory of Manasseh. I think just a summary like that would be super helpful, just to let you know. And again, this is what God promised to Abraham, coming to fruition in the people of Israel as they finally divide the land.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.